One of the number one reasons why women struggle with dating and relationships today is that they choose men who are not ready for anything real. Ladies, there are lots of great relationship-ready men out here. However, you need to learn how to choose them. I wrote this book to teach you how to do just that. Get your copy of Choose Well, a simple formula to determine the best man for you on Amazon today. Good morning. Okay, so I am sitting outside of my office this morning. I just wanted to jump on really quickly before going inside. We are continuing this AAA Tough Love series. I am exhausted. I don't know what it is. I'm having some sort of severe fatigue. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the planetary alignments. We're in a new moon. We're in an eclipse. And I mean to tell y'all, I'm struggling. I am struggling to get up. I'm struggling to get in the bed on time. I'm struggling to get into work. I'm just struggling. But I want to continue this series. And I got 2 more videos, so I got to get these videos knocked out. Today, we're going to talk about the signs of an emotionally immature woman. And today's sign is she suffers from trauma. Pure _ soul. Thank you for buying a badge. I appreciate you. Today's sign is trauma. There is childhood trauma, childhood wounds. There is early adulthood trauma. So childhood trauma is 0 to 18. Early adulthood trauma is 18 to 25. Okay. And we all know that a lot of people suffer early adulthood trauma. 18 to 25. That's the age you're going to college. That's the age most of us are in relationships by that time. You know, we're going to college, we're in programs, or we're working. And we are not, that prefrontal cortex is not completed. That prefrontal cortex is not completely matured. So we're making a lot of bad decisions. We're making a lot of bad choices. We're suffering the consequences of those choices. But these women have trauma. And one of the things that I do ask men to do when they're vetting women is please ask plenty of questions about the woman's family. Ask plenty of questions about her family. Ask plenty of questions about her early adulthood relationship. So 18 to 25, college years. And after that, what was life like? What was she doing? What type of relationships did she have? There is a lot of trauma. So one of the things you need to know about women is they are going to suffer far more sexual abuse than men. And we know this. Some of these things, we don't need statistics to tell us this. We know that women suffer far more sexual abuse, far more rape, far more molestation than men do. Okay? They suffer far more physical abuse and at the hands of a man, at the hands of the people who love them. So most men, unless they're in the streets, unless they're selling drugs, yes, those men suffer physical abuse. They suffer shootings and stabbings and all of that. But we're talking about intimate partner violence. We're talking about, violence at home with a parent or a caregiver. Women suffer far more physical abuse. And all of those things take a toll on a woman. They all lead to that arrested development that we've been talking about. Okay. I'm going to show some clips on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see this video on my YouTube channel, I'm going to add some clips of 3 case studies on emotionally immature women. The first one is Tamar Braxton, and everybody is very familiar with her recent rants on Instagram, her rants on YouTube Live about this white guy that she was married to, and how he, did all these horrible things to her, and they met on this show, and got engaged, and then they broke up, and then he went and slept with this girl who's like one of Tamar's enemies, this much younger girl. He slept with her, and she flaunted it in her face, and then Tamar ran back to him and got back with him, secretly got married to him, and she's claiming the man has used her. He's used her money, used her credit card, and now, they are estranged, and I assume getting a divorce. And so she's making allegations about him. He's making allegations about her. But these men that these women pick, this guy has like 4 or 5 kids by 4 or 5 different women, doesn't really have any specific employment, flashy, like it's like the prototype. Y'all pick the same dude, the same prototype, and you get the same results. Cheaters, liars, like, what do you expect to happen? So she's our first, she is our first case study.
Jeremy Robinson and his guest, Miss J. Now, I don't know what y'all want me to do with that. Because when I had asked him about it, you get nasty with me and tell me, go take your meds. So when I posted it, I didn't post it to be nasty. I posted it because he told me go take your meds. And then I took it off because really the girl don't have nothing to do with it. She pretty and she young. And the truth is all of them are pretty and young. You know what I mean? And the truth is they were both following each other and commenting on each other. So I just, figured that it.
Okay. Our second case study is Rose Miller. She is a very popular YouTuber. She's a black woman. She runs a YouTube channel called Queen of Kings. And she has spent the last few years growing her YouTube channel. She's married to a white guy, and she has been promoting the whole, yeah, girl, you need to leave black men alone. Black men are toxic. You need to get you a white king, blah, blah, blah. But they have a very popular YouTube channel. In this year, in 2024, their perfect marriage, right? She had 3 children by a black man who she claims is a deadbeat dad. And then she went on to meet this white guy, Brett, and had 2 children with him. And, claiming that he's the best thing since sliced bread, and, her life is so great and so much better. Well, this year, their marriage has been unraveling. Their marriage has gotten incredibly toxic. Rose is incredibly emotionally immature. I'm going to show you a clip of several videos that she has made going off on him, revealing all the lies that she told about how, he rescued me and saved me from single motherhood, and he did all these things for me, and he bought me a car and bought me a house, and we did this and we did that. Come to find out, he didn't do any of that. Again, another man who has multiple children by multiple women, doesn't see his children, doesn't pay child support, doesn't take care of his children. You all keep picking the same guy. You keep picking the same guy over and over, and you get the same results. You get the same results over and over. You're picking these deadbeat men, these men who don't work. Oh, and look, in her video, oh, when I met you, you were sleeping on an air mattress in a horrible part of town. I wouldn't come over to your place because it was horrible. You lived in the ghetto, and, but it is rants like this.
On a mattress, let's be real about that. Let's be real about the fact that you moved in with me, not the opposite of way around. Let's be real about the fact that I never felt comfortable moving to your house because you lived in the ghetto. Let's be real about the fact that I'm the one that found the house, found the realtor, did all the footwork, did everything, paid for the fucking deposit on the house, paid for the house, everything. Let's be real about that. Let's be real about everything. Since you want to say, let's put it on live. You're the one that told me to put it on live. It's about your daughter. You went to Minnesota or whatever your baby mother is from, and you've been nothing but a deadbeat to your daughter. You knew your daughter. You knew where she was. You did not try at all whatsoever. Let's be honest about the fact that I'm the one that made you see. I'm the one that made you see your daughter. Let's be honest about the fact that when I met you, you was lying about the fact that you had a daughter. Let's be honest about the fact that you are a literal how angry I got when I found
that show the mindset of these women, these emotionally immature women. So something happened. Something pissed her off. Something happened. She lost her mind, woke up one morning and lost her mind, made this public live video of her going off on her husband. I mean, just completely disrespecting her husband. And this is what an emotionally immature woman looks like.
Opinions, but to be honest, I have come to the realization that opinions are like ASS holes. Everyone has one. Not many care about the next person's ASS hole.
She is unhinged. And look, she admitted on Tasha K that, oh, well, I'm just emotional. I like to talk S, I like to talk ish. And, I'm just emotional. No, you are emotionally immature. Like, when you hear a woman cuss you clean out, and look, cuss him clean out in front of their children. What emotionally mature woman does that? No, you do not do that, sweetheart. You don't cuss your husband out in front of his children on live. Like, when I tell you this man has been disrespected on live, cussed him clean out in front of his children, and then you gonna say, well, I'm a woman, I'm emotional, I talk my ish, I go off. No, baby, you are emotionally immature.
We got on the same page. I had more than enough triggers to be able to upload when my husband or when somebody does something to me, and then I can take it out on him. But for me to say purposely upload, go live, don't act like I didn't do this. Don't act like you don't do this. Don't act like I didn't buy my car and put the bow on it. But you paraded it as if he gave you these gifts.
I didn't buy he did. He did. And that's the thing. That's what I said. I was an emotional woman and I was talking shit. So for my husband, I don't know, maybe we're both delusional together because he's not really like tripping at all. So
I know he ain't tripping. Most men don't sweat
he's
the
not
stuff.
like he really is. So I do love that for you, that
you have issues, you have problems with regulating your emotions, and it's unacceptable. So I'm going to show you some clips of her over on YouTube. I'm going to show you some clips of her in her unhinged state, going off, shaving her head and all kinds of other nonsense. And then the Tasha K interview, and I'm proud of Tasha K because she held her accountable. She's like, baby, I've been married 15 years. There's plenty of reasons for me to go on live and go off on my husband, but I don't do it. There's plenty of fights, plenty of arguments we've had, plenty of disagreements, and I don't open my phone and go live and cuss my husband out in front of his children.
We got on the same page. I had more than enough triggers to be able to upload when my husband or when somebody does something to me, and then I can take it out on him. But for me to say purposely upload, go live, don't act like I didn't do this. Don't act like you don't do this. Don't act like I didn't buy my car and put the bow on it. But you paraded it as if he gave you these gifts.
I didn't buy he did. He did. And that's the thing. That's what I said. I was an emotional woman and I was talking shit. So for my husband, I don't know, maybe we're both delusional together because he's not really like tripping at all. So I
know he ain't tripping. Most men don't sweat the stuff.
He's not. Like he really is. So I do love that for you, that you
and there's all these, so look, Rose, there's all these toxic black men and black men can do better. Okay, and there's some toxic mothers. There's some toxic black mothers. You happen to be one of them. So I'm going to show you that clip. I'm going to show you several clips of her. She's our second case study in emotional immaturity. But all of these women, guess what all of these women have in common? Trauma. They have trauma. And look, that's not an excuse, because as y'all well know, whatever's happened to someone is not an excuse for their bad behavior. It's an explanation. It's helping us to understand. That doesn't mean we should accept it, but it is helping us to understand. And then our third and most wildly popular example of an emotionally immature, unhinged, ratchet, childish, I mean, what else can I say? So I'm going to show you a clip of Cardi B, and I want to apologize right now. Because this clip has profanity in it. It has some, because that's who we dealing with, y'all. Can I be honest? I can't show a clip of Cardi B talking without profanity, without her using the P word, without her calling herself a bad B, I'm a down B. Gentlemen, you ready? If a woman refers to herself as a bad B, as a boss B, as a bad hoe, run. No self-respecting woman calls herself a bad B. Run away. So I'm going to show you that clip.
Yo, let me tell you, this nigga is such a fucking lame. He's so lame, it's not even funny. So we're texting and everything, and he's trying to FaceTime me. Because he's trying to show me, like, trying to hurt my feelings. He's trying to show me the girls that he been, I guess, fucking or talking to. And it's like, nigga, I don't care. Nigga. I don't care. At the end of the day, they pussy must not be that good that you was fucking up. You was blowing up my phone all weekend. You was blowing up my phone. I blocked you. Even though I know you was going to go to Atlanta, and I was like, I didn't want to know what you was doing out there. I told you, I blocked. You was calling me all private numbers all morning. You was calling my mama, everything. So it's like, you trying to show me, trying to get me mad, like, oh, let me show you the bitches.
And what's happening now? The crazy man, the cheating man, the lying man, the broken, wounded, traumatized man that I chose, because I myself am all of those things. Surprise, surprise, he can't be faithful. He can't be loyal. He got to be out in the streets, sleeping with everything that moved, sleeping with younger girls, sleeping with this and sleeping with that, and posting it and sending you messages and all this other stuff. Yeah, what is the shocker here? The men that y'all choose, they just being them. They literally like, what's the problem? You chose me in this state. You knew who you was getting. You knew what I was about. What is the problem? That's what these men are thinking. Like, it's me, baby. What are you talking about? I'm going to do me. So I just want to apologize for the profanity in this clip. I tried to bleep it out and I could not do it at the right moment. So I just have to apologize. But y'all already know. You've already seen the lives of, look, her saying over and over, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care who you're effing. I don't care about your bees. You sure do say I don't care a whole lot for somebody who don't care. So she is our third case study in the emotionally immature woman. And I can go on and on. I can pick 10 more women, 10 more public figures that are emotionally immature, that are 8 years old, 10, 12 years old, right? Here's the thing I want you to understand about why these women are that way. So they lash out. A lot of these women lash out and scream and yell and cuss, and go off on their men and go off on live because they don't have any real friends. They don't have any real family. They don't have any real emotional support. They're not going to a therapist. But they open up their phone and they go off on lives and go off on YouTube lives and Instagram and TikTok. A lot of reason why women are doing that is because they don't want to feel their feelings. If they were to actually sit in the feeling of, this man that I chose This man that I had 3 children by, this man that I got married to, is treating me horribly. He's treating me as if he doesn't love me. And guess what? It's reminding me of all the other people in my life that treated me poorly. It's reminding me of all the other times when I wasn't seen, I wasn't heard, my needs weren't attuned to, I was not loved, I was not cared for. Like, they don't want to sit in that feeling. So they have to lash out. They have to cuss you out and lash out, because all of that is a distraction for all the hurt, all the pain, all the emotions from their childhood up until now. They don't want to feel that. So they're going to lash out. They're going to go on live and call you all kinds of names and tell you they don't care 50 million times when they do. So just understand that these women, they're filled with pain. They're filled with hurt. They have huge gaping wounds. And so all this behavior is distracting them from feeling their feelings. It's distracting them, from truly realizing that I chose this. Like, I did this, right? They can't come to terms with that. I did this. I chose this person. I brung this person into my life. I'm letting this person treat me this way. And the Cardi B situation, y'all going back and forth over and over and over. So it ain't even the first time. It ain't even the second time. It ain't even the third time. You just staying stuck in this horrible situation over and over and over. And look, oh, I got money. I got plenty of money. Okay, but to me, that makes it even worse. You're not stuck with this man for financial reasons. You're not stuck with this man because you don't have anywhere to go. You're not stuck with this man because you can't take care of yourself. To me, that makes it even worse. Like, when a woman has her own money and she can up and leave tomorrow and buy a place to live and move her children there and pay a nanny and pay a housekeeper and pay people to help her, that makes it even worse to me. Like, you're not stuck. It's your trauma keeping you stuck. You're not financially stuck. Cardi B's not financially stuck with Offset. She makes more money than Offset. So that makes it even worse in my eyes. All right, there was a comment. I'm just going to go back to it. I so agree with you concerning this issue. Both men and women have to take accountability for who we bring into our life. Yep. Amen. Facts. And still choose to deal with the abuse. Yep. That's very correct. Yep. So Cardi B has no excuse whatsoever other than her trauma, other than her subconscious programming. That's what's keeping her dealing with him. That's what's keeping her calling him. That's what's keeping her accepting his calls. That's what's keeping her texting him and accepting his texts. It's not money. It's self-esteem. It's self-worth. It's all of the trauma from her childhood. The subconscious programming in her childhood is abuse is love. Cheating is love. Being mistreated is love. And a lot of us have that programming. I had that programming for a long time. A long time. A good man who wanted to treat me right was boring. I had no chemistry. I had no attraction. I was like, you don't want to mistreat me? There's something wrong with you. I kid y'all not. It took 20 plus years of healing work and waking up and just deciding. Some of it was just deciding, because if I'm honest, there's still some good men out there that when I'm in their presence, I don't feel nothing. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to keep going out. Like, I'm going to keep getting to know this person. I'm going to keep going out. I know part of this is the residual trauma that I have. That if a person isn't ghosting me or not calling me or not texting me or playing hard to get, playing a bunch of games, see, I'm emotionally programmed to want to be with that person. But we have got to make healthy decisions. And if you need help making those decisions, that's why you hire a therapist. That's why you hire a coach. You let that person tell you, no, not him. Okay, it's subconscious issues. I'm still fighting it. Now I'm more aware. I catch myself. Yeah, all of this is happening subconsciously. And when I deal with people that are laymen, right? If you're not a clinical person, if you don't think in a clinical way, people fight this. I don't want these guys. I don't want to be with cheaters. I don't want to be with liars, because you don't recognize that it's deep, deep inside of your subconscious. It's your subconscious choosing these people. It's your subconscious telling you to go in this direction. The conscious you, that's what men say when they say women say one thing and they choose another. That's because you have a conscious you and you have a subconscious you. Okay? That's why I rock with you, Miss Anita. I've grown so much working with you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we got to grow up. We got to grow up, ladies. Please recognize that what I'm doing isn't working. I'm not getting the results I want. I've got to go into that subconscious space. I've got to dig up those trains of thought. I got to dig up, those hurts and those pains. I have to feel them. Oh my gosh, it is a dark day when you feel your disappointment, when you feel your hurt, when you feel your pain from your childhood, when you recognize that your needs didn't get met, when you recognize that people didn't attune to you, when you recognize that people are off doing their selfish thing and they were leaving you as a child to kind of fend for yourself or fend for all these feelings that you have, when you recognize the sexual abuse, when you recognize the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the verbal abuse. And here's the thing for you to know, and I really want people to hear me on this. Anything that happened between 0 and 18 is not your fault. That's it. I just need you to breathe that in. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your doing. You were being cared for by other adults. They were responsible for you. They were responsible to emotionally attune, to care about you, to love you, to meet your physical needs, to meet your emotional needs. And they didn't. They didn't. In their own traumas, in their own wounds, they didn't do everything the way they should have. And we can have compassion for that. We can forgive that. I have. I've forgiven all of my adult caregivers. I've forgiven my siblings and all the people who hurt me, because I'm like, yeah, they knew what they knew. And guess what though? From 18 on, now it's on you. Now it's on you to make good choices. And guess what a lot of people tell me? Well, I wasn't taught this. I didn't know. Learn. That's, again, that ain't gonna fly. That's an explanation, but it's not an excuse. And look, 2024, this is what I want to tell people in 2024. If you live in 2024 and you are over the age of 18, you have zero excuses. There has never been a time in our history where we have had more information, where we have had more knowledge, and free 99. I literally, when I tell y'all, there is a series of CPST videos that I watch. Is it Tim? What is the guy's name? Tim something. He is a world-renowned psychologist and CPTSD expert. When I tell y'all I watch this man's videos on repeat, he has a 20-part series of videos on CPTSD, on complex PTSD, on trauma. I watch this man's videos on repeat. Then I watch them again and take notes. Then I reread the notes. Then I make a decision based on the notes. Then I practice the skills. There's no excuse whatsoever between the free podcast, the free to YouTube videos, the millions of books that's ever been written and published. You have no excuse. Between the therapy office, between the coaching, you have no excuse. You don't want to learn. If you 25, 30, 35, 40, and you still doing the same dumb mess, you don't want to learn. There's nothing in you that wants to be better. There's nothing in you that wants to grow. Because 2024, now y'all, I'm about to date myself. You ready? I had to use books. I had to use the dictionary. I had to use, ooh, let's go here. My mama in her house right now has a set of encyclopedias. I had to go to the encyclopedia to learn things. And y'all can go to your little phone, your little device that you watching me on right now, and you have something called Google. You have the internet, the World Wide Web, to find out anything you want to know. So you have no excuse. You don't. And as hard as I can be, I've had some people comment on how hard I am and how rough I am, right? That, oh, if you just spoke sweetly, if you just spoke softly, and if you just had a calm, okay, no. No. I need you to understand something. In all these years of living, I have finally come to the destination of me. I have finally decided to be my authentic self. This is it. This is it. I may not be your teacher. I want you to hear me well. I may not be your teacher. I may not be the teacher in which you can learn from. And I'm okay with that. But that's not going to change who I am. This is me being my authentic self. I am oftentimes passionate. I am oftentimes loud, or I have what I consider to be the black auntie way. I am very direct. I am very matter of fact and direct. So I may not be your teacher. This is not the person I can learn from. I can't receive it this way. I'm okay with that. And I want you to go off and I want you to find the person that is the best fit for you. I want you to find the person that feels good to your soul, that speaks to your soul. It's just not me. But baby, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to do things differently. Y'all are getting a calmer version of me because I'm tired. This morning, I'm tired. So you're getting a more low-key, calmer version of me. But usually I'm pretty hype. I'm pretty animated. I'm a female with ADHD, had it all my life. So that's a huge reason why you get that energy. But this is me. I'm going to be my authentic self. I'm going to give you the truth. I'm going to do it in love. I'm going to do it very passionately. I'm going to be very direct. I'm going to leave nothing to the imagination. If that doesn't work for you, move on. That's it. Move on. Okay? I've had people tell me I need to grow my hair out. I need to straighten my hair. I don't need to do nothing. I need to try to pay this tax bill I got. I need to stay a black woman. I need to love the Lord. And then one day I will go off to be with him. Those are the things I need to do. Okay? That's it. That's what I need to do. I need to be a good, kind person. I need to be a good example of God's love and his glory and the gospel. Okay? I need to be a good mother. But all this other stuff y'all suggesting, please stop suggesting that. Please go about your business. Please find someone that you can listen to, that you can receive. And I'm okay. Do you know how many thousands of content creators, thousands of coaches, thousands of counselors? I'm not everybody's counselor. There are people who come to me one time. They come to me one time, y'all. And they like, nope. You think I'm worried about that? You think my book is not full? You think I'm not busy? You think I'm not booked and busy? Okay, go on, because that's not a person I want to work with. That's okay. We are not a good fit for each other, and that's okay. But this idea of y'all are going to try to make me something I'm not, or you going to try, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So back to the trauma. A lot of women have it. Some of them got it in their childhood. Some of them actually had good childhoods and they got it in young adulthood. So they don't went out of their perfectly lovely home at 18 and decided to step out into the world and lose their mind. It's just like the prodigal son. They left all their teaching, all that good Christian teaching, all that good biblical wisdom, all that the good parents, good daddies. I have known women that have great fathers and will get into college and lose their mind. So it's what I call, you know better. You just not going to do better. And maybe it's rebellion. Maybe it's I've had this cushy life. I've had this good life. So now let me see what life is like on the other side. That's where their trauma come from. Sleeping around in college, getting pregnant, getting an abortion, getting in fights with women over dudes and dating street dudes and sitting in the car with the street dude when the police pull them over, or maybe they get shot at with the street dude, or showing up at the club with the street at 18 and 25. That's where all their trauma come from. They actually had a good childhood. They actually have a good father and a good mother at home. But from 18 to 25, they've experienced date rape. They've experienced, sleeping with some man that don't like them and don't love them and don't care about them. They got pregnant and had an abortion. They slept around with a bunch of men thinking it was going to be so fun because that's the ideology y'all are being sold, instead of listening to your feminine instinct. My feminine instinct tells me that a man trying to put his penis inside of my body that don't love me and that I don't love and that's not committed to me is ew. Ew. That's the first thing I think. When I see a strange man, and he could be an attractive man. He ain't got to be a gross man. He can be an attractive man. He can appear, like a lovely man. But if he literally walked up on me and was like, hey, girl, what that mouth do? Hey, you want to go back to the room? Ew. That's my first instinct. My first instinct is ew. That is my true feminine nature. It is my true feminine nature to gatekeep, to keep men out of my body that I don't know, that don't know me, that I don't love, that don't love me, that I'm not committed to. They're not committed to me. They've not invested in me. That's my feminine instinct. I do not give out free sex. I've said this 1,000 times. My feminine instinct says a man has to earn. He has to earn access to me and my body. Okay? But y'all done overridden that. Y'all completely overridden that based on somebody telling you, oh, it's hookup culture. It's fun. It's what everybody's doing. What's wrong with you? Knowing deep down in your heart of hearts, this feels gross. This feels gross. This feels nasty, right? I can't tell you how many young women have come to me. I have several of them right now that we are working through their young adult trauma. They actually had good homes, good dads, good moms, and we're working through their 18 to 25-year-old trauma. Yeah, I'm kind of laying there and I don't really want to do it. But at this point, we're laying there in the bed and I can't say no. Baby, you can always say no. You can always say no. You can always say no. You're never stuck. You're never, oh, I got it. No, you don't. No, you don't. But I am working through it with women right now. The college years, right after the college years, the toxic relationships, the pregnancies and abortions, and the fighting other women. Oh, I'm like, good Lord. How did we go from this wonderful childhood to this? And now they realize, wow, I shouldn't have did any of that. So, yeah. Some of us weren't raised to know our bodies are special. Agreed. But reclaiming that now is powerful. Agreed. Alta, thank you for buying a badge. I'm going back real quick because I got to run in. She said, I've forgiven them, but now it's on me to learn new ways of thinking about myself. Exactly. Once you become an adult, it's 100% on you. Stop blaming and shaming. We keep talking about that lack of accountability. And it's hard. It's hard to grow up. It's hard to look in the mirror. It's hard to realize it's me. Like, it's me out here. It's me. But it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Please grow as a woman. Please become emotionally mature. There's too many women out here. I would say the majority of them. The majority of the women out here are emotionally immature. They are still seeking validation from men. They're still seeking validation from other women. They're still into this gossiping, backbiting, mean girl spirit. They're still incredibly insecure. They're worried about the next chick, and they're still competing with other women for men. I do not compete with other women for men. I don't. I let a man know as soon as he's, oh yeah, so I'm kind of getting to know you and kind of okay. Like I said, I'm good. Oh, I'm going to make this so much easier. Just pick her. That's what I do. Just pick her. I'm going to make this super easy for you. I'm not going to compete with a man. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be me. And either you like it or you don't. I can grow. I am always growing. I'm obsessed. This is one of the things my friends drives them crazy. I am obsessed with personal growth. I am obsessed with self-awareness. So I am going to grow because that's just the natural state of being. But I have come to terms with, I'm my authentic self. I'm just going to be my authentic self. I actually believe that is worthy. That is lovely. That is wonderful. That is kind. That is amazing. Who I actually am is pretty good. It's pretty okay. It is enough. So that's it. All right. But these women are deeply traumatized. And I'm going to show you these clips throughout this video. If you watch on YouTube, and you're going to see firsthand what an emotionally immature woman looks like. It's really sad. It is really, really sad. And they don't realize that they are the cause of all the problems in their life. They love blaming other people, but it's them. Until they do their work, they're going to have the same results over and over and over. All right, y'all. I'm like 1 minute away from my session. Have a great rest of your day. It is sunny and beautiful here. I hope it stays that way. They're saying it may rain later, but I don't know if that's what's causing my mood to go down, but I just am tired. I'm just like out of it. So let's hope it gets better. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, and please like the video so I can get in the algorithm. That's part of how we get in the algorithm, sharing and liking and commenting and all that good stuff. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for the support I receive there. Thank you so much for the support I receive here. I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, stay open to love.
Sees me on live, like she sees that I like a very successful YouTuber, over 1 million subscribers. So she sees me on live and hasn't talked to me in months, mind you. But she start text messaging me. I'm reading it above my live. Text messaging me like, call me. Let me join your live. I could even show you guys the text messages. Let me join your live. So then I call her. I'm like, you want to join my live? Come on, join. And we talk and everything is good. Randomly, like clout chasing.